Hi there, let's read Nonny Tell Me a Story. One, two, three, four, five, Nonny Lydia counted. Olivia, Lorenzo, Miles, Ethan, and Julia. The gang's all here. Ahem, a voice said. Aren't you forgetting someone? It was Nonna Mima, great-grandmother Erminina, joking as she joined the group. Mama, Nonny Lydia said, I could never forget you. Don't forget Lucia either, Julia said with a giggle as she held up her doll. And Miss Lucia, of course, Nonny Lydia added. What are we going to do today, Nonny? Miles asked. Well, Nonny Lydia said, while your parents are out Christmas shopping, I thought maybe we could make some cookies and decorate my tree. I just got it a few days ago. Come see. In the living room, Lorenzo looked the tree over carefully. You picked a good one, Nonny, he said. We'll have to do an extra special job decorating it. I think you're right, Lorenzo, Nonny Lydia said. You know, when I was a girl, we didn't have a big tree like this from a store. No, just a small juniper bush from the woods. How did you fit all your presents under a little bush? Ethan asked. We didn't have so many presents then, Nonny Lydia said. Just small things, fruits, nuts, sweets. Christmas was more about being together. That was what mattered most. Tell us the story of Christmases when you were a girl, Nonny, Olivia said. Yes, tell us, all the children chimed in. Well, Nonny Lydia began, we always spent Christmas at my grandparents' home. It was my favorite place, a magical place. Their town had only 30 houses along one road. My grandparents' house was set around a courtyard, and that courtyard was a whole world in itself. At one end, near the pine trees, there was Nonna Rosa's smokehouse with its blackened walls. She prepared food out there, delicious sausages, ham and bacon. Garlic, onions, and great bouquets of fragrant bay leaves were hung on the wall to dry. Nonna Rosa even cooked for the pigs there, too. Potato peels, pumpkins, table scraps, nothing went to waste. There were pigs? Miles asked. Oh, yes, Nonny Lydia said, and chickens and goats and rabbits and geese, too. The rabbits were my favorite. I used to love playing with the baby bunnies. They were so soft and fuzzy. But the geese were loud and always poking at me with their beaks. I liked them best roasted for Christmas dinner. But what about Christmas? Ethan said. Right, Nonny Lydia said. Back to the story. Before each Christmas, while we played in the woods, my brother Franco and I would scout out the best juniper bush for our Christmas tree, usually just a little seedling. We'd tell our grandfather, and he would go back and get the exact one. I can still see the juniper branches full of deep green needles with small frosty blue berries, and the smell, like a pine tree but better, sweet and spicy and fresh. We always put the tree in the kitchen and covered the bottom with fresh moss that Franco and I would gather outside. The warmth from the kitchen fire would spread the smell of juniper all through the house. Sometimes it mixed with the smell of orange peels that Nonna Rosa left drying on the stove to make tea later. What did you put on your tree, Nonny? Julia asked. Ah, that was the best part, Nonny Lydia said. We were very creative. We made decorations ourselves. And even better, most of them were edible. There were cookies made from pignoli, pine needles. Franco and I would gather the pine cones ourselves. The tiny nuts were just inside. We'd also make little wreaths from dried figs and bay leaves, stringing them one by one, and we'd tie fresh fruit to the tree, delicious tangerines, small apples, and sickle pears, all with the stems still on. We didn't have fancy colored lights back then, Noni Lydia said. We put tiny candies all over the tree. They came in shiny wrappers of different colors that shone like little gems among the branches. Didn't you want to eat all that candy? Ethan asked. Well, Noni Lydia said, maybe we did sneak a piece or two. Or 3, she laughed. Franco and I would sneak the candies off the tree and eat them. But we were very clever. To make sure that no one would notice, we'd wrap a small pebble in the colorful wrappers and put them back on the tree. We got to eat our candies, and the tree still looked as pretty as ever. Ha-ha! With the cookies and candies and fruits and wreaths, our tree was truly something to see and smell and, best of all, taste. Doesn't that look nice? Speaking of Christmas trees, Nonni Lydia said, I think it's time we decorate this one. What do you say? Nonni Lydia, Nonni Mima, and the children began opening the boxes of ornaments. There were glass balls and glittery snowflakes and colored lights. The store-bought decorations were pretty, but something didn't feel quite right. These ornaments don't feel special enough, said Lorenzo. Yeah, said Ethan, these are boring. We could put tangerines on the tree, suggested Miles. And little fig wreaths, said Olivia. And cookies, Julia squealed. Lucia loves cookies. And in no time, everyone got to work. Olivia and Lorenzo found figs and bay leaves to make wreaths. Nonna Mima helped Julia measure flour for the cookies. Ethan grabbed tangerines from the fruit bowl, while Miles found some ribbon. And Nonna Lydia, she watched it all with a big, happy smile. Soon the whole house was filled with delicious smells. There were cookies baking and nuts roasting. The scent of cinnamon, orange, and nutmeg danced through the air. Nonni Lydia closed her eyes. She said, now that smells like Christmas. While everyone was still busy working, Lorenzo pulled Nonni Lydia to the side. Nonni, he whispered, do you think you'll ever have a Christmas as special as the ones you had as a little girl? Nonni Lydia looked around the kitchen, then gave Lorenzo a wink. You know what? She said. I think I just might. That year, the whole family agreed Nonni Lydia's tree was the best ever, and everyone had an extra special new old-fashioned Christmas, especially Nonni Lydia. Look at those nice pictures. And then if you want to pause, you can read these recipes. There's fruit tea compote, ugly but good cookies, cookie crumbles, fried ribbon cookies, pine nut cookies, sesame cookies, fruit jam or chocolate tartlet cookies, chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, peanut butter and jelly cookies, angel food cupcakes, simple sugar cookies, almond apricot butter cookies, almond stuffed figs, chocolate star cookies, and palasinkis, which that says are like crepes. And some more information about decorating the tree, which she covered in the story, but it explains a little more specifics about how to do those different decorations that she talked about. So that was Nonna Tell Me a Story. Hope you enjoyed that Christmas story about an old-fashioned Christmas that sounded really special. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you want to try it one day. Hope you liked that. Please subscribe and come back often. Check out my Christmas playlist and my winter playlist. There's a lot of good books on both of those, and it's that time of year. Unless you're down south, then it could be summertime. Anyways, we'll see you next time here on Stories with Grandma.